everyone. This week I want to talk to you about a word that is used a lot, but lots of times I don't think people actually know what it means, and it's resilience. The definition from the Oxford Dictionary is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Now, I've been wanting to share this vlog for quite a while now, as my passion is to share what I've learned about resilience in schools and all over, because it's an important tool for us as human beings when we are going to overcome difficult times. We all need it if we're going to get through this life, because life is hard. Now, I began to learn resilience as early as middle school. There were a few times where I truly wanted to give up. One time during a basketball game, probably my 8th grade year, my friends turned their backs on me and started making fun of me. And I remember coming home and crying and thinking, my life is over. If I can't be in the popular crowd, then it's not worth living. Another time is when my boyfriend and I broke up. Even though it was really my own fault that we broke up, we had dated for over a year and I couldn't imagine going on living without him in my life. I truly wanted to quit, and I did not know how to go on from there. But thankfully, my parents were ones that taught us resilience on a regular basis. My parents always said, shoes are not quitters. And both of my parents had come from difficult backgrounds and had learned how things could get better if you held on. When my dad would say this or my mom would say this, they usually got a response from my siblings and I of rolling our eyes and because it was annoying when they would do this. But there were times that I wanted to quit, and this was important. I wanted to quit basketball, quit other activities, but my dad especially always made us finish out the season as a lesson to not quitting. So as much as I rolled my eyes at my parents, it was important, because when I had my accident at the age of 16, I wanted to quit. I wanted my life to end, as I truly thought my life was over now that I was going to be a quadriplegic, needing a wheelchair to function and get around. I would now navigate the world with only the use of my arms. And to me, this was a death sentence. I never thought that my life could be good, and I wanted to die. But as I continued in my rehab, getting better, my motto through this time was one day at a time. When I looked beyond that day, for example, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, I would get so overwhelmed, frustrated, and depressed. And I would try my hardest just to focus on that day and that day only. What could I do today? Well, it was always give my best. It was really the only option. And that was what I tried to do. Now, this honestly was the hardest time of my life. But those who surrounded me, my family and friends, wouldn't let me quit. They stood by me, encouraged me, and forced me to get back to living, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, that there was hope. Now, I've had many other times where resilience helped me through a difficult time. 8 years ago, I went through a bad breakup, and I really wanted to quit. I was depressed and really had a hard time wanting to move on. To move on, I really brought out my gratitude list and began focusing on that. And I also started saying, the best is yet to come. Every time I had a negative thought of wanting my life to end, I would say that. And I truly saw in time that the best was yet to come, even though I would have a few more trials ahead of me. Because 7 years ago, I was told that I had to be in the hospital for 6 weeks flat on my back. I had just started dating Doug, and I was sure that he was going to break up with me when I told him this news. I cried for 6 hours when finding this out, and I could not imagine being flat on my back that long. And I also had to cancel at least 8 speaking engagements, and felt like all my work was going down the drain. But it was here that I realized I had no other option but to be in the hospital. So I decided that I was going to go in with a positive attitude and make the most of these 6 weeks. So every morning when I was in the hospital, I listened to a playlist of encouraging music, songs like One More and 5 Minutes at a Time by Superchick, and other inspirational music that got me in the right mindset. And again, I used my motto of one day at a time. I would only look at that day instead of the overwhelming 6 weeks. And every day flew by. Overall, it actually ended up being a good experience. It actually ended up only being 4 weeks that I was in the hospital because everything healed faster than it was supposed to. And Doug visited me every weekend, which really showed me how much he cared about me. And I'm actually grateful for that time that we had together in the hospital because our relationship grew so much deeper. And I actually cried when I left the hospital because I met so many amazing people. I'm so glad I held on. I'm so glad that I was resilient through that because I did see the best was yet to come. In the next year, I got married, released my first book, and my speaking business exploded. And so I look back and I see the importance of resilience in my journey. If I would have given up, I would have missed out on the best part of my life. I would have never known all that I would still be able to do and all that I would be able to accomplish. Today, I love my life. And I'm so grateful that I held on, that I didn't quit, and that I held on to perseverance, that I made it through the hard times and came out on the other side. So today, I just want to encourage you to do the same. You can get through this hard time that you're going through. You can come out on the other side and see how much stronger you are, to see all the things that you've learned, and to see how grateful that you are still alive to see all these good things. One day at a time brought me an amazing life, that motto. So use that one day at a time. Giving up was not an option, and I'm so grateful for that. Sometimes taking the easy road of life is not the best one. It's really what I've learned through difficulties, challenges, and struggles that we grow, learn, and become a better person. It's how we learn what matters and what doesn't matter. It's where we see who our true friends are and where we see how loved we truly are by others. And if you're in that place right now where you feel like you just want to quit, please press on. Please take it one day at a time. The model that helped me so much. Even 5 minutes at a time if you have to. Please choose resiliency today. Please determine to take it day by day and reach out for help. Ask someone to come alongside you to make it through this time. We can't do it alone. And allow others to help you make it through this. Lean on them and allow them to help you. Yes, some people may fail you, but there are others who won't. And if you feel that you have no one today, please reach out to one of the hotlines below. People care about you. I care about you. And so resiliency is so important. It's what gets us through the difficult times and helps us see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's what pushes us through. It's what gets us out of bed in the morning. It's what tells us to keep going even when you feel you can't. Choose resiliency today. If you're struggling, please let me know if this video helped you. And if you know someone that's struggling, please share this video with them. I'm hoping that it will encourage them where they're at. I'm so grateful for resiliency, and I believe that you will also when you look back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure and subscribe to my channel and also comment on this video below. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. See you soon.